Okay, so today we're going to look at some special angle pairs formed by a parallel line and what we call a transversal. Now, before we begin, it's, it's important to look at what the difference between parallel lines are and what perpendicular lines are. Okay, so parallel lines look like this. Okay, parallel lines look like this. They're parallel if they're always the same distance apart. We call that equidistant, and will never meet or never intersect. So parallel lines are always the same distance apart and will never meet. Kind of like sidewalks going down a straight road. Okay, they're parallel to the street. They never really intersect. Now we're going to be dealing with parallel lines mainly over the next couple of days. But I want to go ahead and define perpendicular lines also. Perpendicular lines are very distinctive because of the way that they do intersect. Okay? Perpendicular are lines that intersect and create a 90-degree angle. So you see that square that's created when they intersect. Okay, so the first pair of angles that we're going to talk about today is called same side interior, and sometimes they're called consecutive, but the only reason that we put that on there is if you see it in some other way. When I talk about it, I'm going to call them same side interior angles. Okay? So same side interior angles are two angles that are on the interior or between the two lines. Okay? So they're going to be between the parallel lines. And they're on the same side of the transversal. So they're always going to be on the inside. You just highlight this. It's always going to be on the inside of these parallel lines and on the same side of this transversal. That's the reason we call it same side interior. Okay. We got to zoom in on this. Let me get it to the right place. Okay, to where you can see it, because there are actually two sets of these angles. And I'm going to use this shape tool up here. And let's just use the circle. I'm going to create a circle. There we go. I'm going to change the color to red. So notice it's on the inside of the interior angles. And the one that matches with it goes right there. So these are same side interior angles. Let me make it a little bit bigger even. Now, I'm going to put another set. I'm going to change these to blue. So the red pair are same side interior, and the blue pair is another set of same side interior. Does that make sense? Okay, but I would say these are just as important to see as is the definition, because you need to see exactly where same side interior angles are. And also know that these two angles, when you add them together, always add up to be 180 degrees. So it is very important to remember that. The next pair, alternate interior angles. So the last ones were same side. These are alternate. So that means they're going to be on different sides. They're formed on opposite sides of the transversal, and they're still in between the parallel lines. So they're still inside those parallel lines. And these angles are the same. So let's look at a symbol I can use. Let's use a triangle this time. I'm going to make this one red. Now, an alternate interior, they're not going to be on the same side like we did this last time. This time they're going to be on alternate sides. So these are alternate interior angles. Now I'm going to make another set, and I'm going to make these blue. So notice the difference between the last set that we had. Okay. These angles are exactly the same. These angles are exactly the same. Here's the first set we looked at, same side interior, and now we have alternate exterior. So if we have same side and alternate interior, what type of angles do you think that we're going to look at next? Same side and alternate exterior. Okay, so let's look at same side exterior first. Same side exterior is the same side, or is the same thing as same side interior. However, instead of being on the inside, they're on the outside of the parallel line. So these are angles formed on the same side of the transversal and on the outside of the parallel lines. Let's put some symbols in the right place here. Let's use this diamond shape. So now I'm on the outside of the parallel lines, but they are same side. So the other one's going to go right here. So these are same side exterior angles. Then I have another pair the same way we've been doing the other ones. So again, these are same side exterior angles, and these add up to be 180. Okay, and then alternate exterior angles. These are angles formed on opposite sides of the transversal and on the outside of the parallel lines. And these are congruent. So if you always hear same side, always know that those add up to be 180. Anytime you hear alternate, that means that they're the same, no matter if they're in or out. Okay, let's put some symbols in here. Let's see. Let's use I don't know. Let's use the heart here. All right, so that's on the outside. This time we're talking about alternate exterior. So this is on different sides of the transversal and outside. And then let's do the other set right there. So alternate exterior angles. Again, I'm going to come back. I just want to show you one more time. Same side interior, alternate interior, same side exterior, alternate exterior. So as long as you keep those and be able to go back to your notes. All right, corresponding angles are angles formed on the same side of the transversal with one inside or in between the parallel lines and one outside parallel lines. But I want you to add one statement at the end, and I think that you can still. Let me zoom out real quick. Sorry. Okay. In parentheses, I want you to put same position, and I'll show you why. Let me put that in there. Same position. So these are angles formed on the same side of the transversal, one inside the parallel lines and one outside. So I'm going to zoom in on these lines again. And this time, let's use the smiley face. Now, notice where the smiley face is. Here's where I mean same position. Just look at the top line. Okay? Just look at this top line. See how it's in the top right? Corresponding means it's in the same position on the bottom line. Okay? So that means it would be in the top right of the bottom line also. So it goes right here. So again, it still fits the other definition, how one is on the inside, one is on the outside. But they're the same position. These angles are congruent. They're also the same. Now, corresponding, there are 4 sets of corresponding angles. So there's also a set on the other side, the top left. So see how these are top left. And then we have to do ones for the bottom right and left. So there are 4 sets of corresponding angles that look like this. What? Okay, so the final slide should look like this. Now, to help us, the reason that we're doing this is if I know the measure angle of only one of these 8, I can find all of them. Depending on which way that you use them, we can also use the definition of vertical angles. We can use several different ways of doing this. Okay, so let's look at, just a second. Let's look at this slide right here. So this gives us one angle. Angle 1 is 140 degrees. Now, I can use alternate exterior. I can use corresponding. I can use linear angles. I can use vertical. Which one do you want to use? Which angle do you want to look for first? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8?
We can pick a random one.
3.
2.
Okay, angle 3. Heard angle 3 first. Angle 3 and 1, there is a comparison. We haven't talked about it today, but we've talked about it in recent notes. Angle 1 and 3 are what type of angles if they form an X? Anybody remember?
Snake.
Not snake. Vertical angles. And vertical angles are congruent. So if angle 1 is 140, angle 3 has to be 140. Now, Josh, is there a way to find angle 2?
Yeah.
How?
I had Monday.
What do you know about angle 1 and 2? What do they form? 180. Why? Because it's a what? It's a straight line. So angle 1 and angle 2 form a straight line. So if this is 140, angle 2 has to be what?
40.
40. Okay. Is there a way to find angle 7?
Yeah.
What is angle 1 and angle 7? Are they inside or outside?
Same side, exterior.
They're not same side, angle 1 and 7.
Oh, alternate.
Alternate exterior. And alternate exterior angles are the same. So angle 7 is 140. But let's talk about same side exterior. Okay, 1 and 8 are same side exterior. And what do they add up to be?
180.
180. So angle 8 has to be 40. What about this? Angle 1 is top right. Angle 5 is top right. That means that they are corresponding. So that means angle 5 has to be 140. What about angle 4 and 5? What are they? Let's talk about 4 and 5 though.
Same side interior.
Same side interior. In our notes it said same side interior add up to be
180.
180. So angle 4 has to be 40. And angle 4 and 6 are alternate interior, so that means that they are the same. So there's several different ways of doing this, but if I know one of them, I can do all 8. Now, you don't have to memorize this. However, if you did not put those symbols in, you need to be sure that those get put in. Okay? So you need to be sure that these symbols are put into these places so you know exactly what they are and what they're called.